Greetings, you people. Hello, my king. How's it going? How's it been? This is Briarstone, and I do indeed welcome you to some Out There Omega Edition on Steam now. You can go check this game out. It is there for your viewing and playing pleasure. You only need one hand for this, as you do for a lot of things, winky face. But basically, you just use your mouse. You don't need a keyboard at all, and in fact, this is a rogue-like game, and the fact that there is permadeath. You have very randomized circumstances that you meet with every playthrough, and, well, if the RNG favors you, then you continue on. If not, you have, small chances of gaining any further ground in the game. Now, that said, there's a lot of smart skill plays in this game as well. Things to keep in mind as you go along to further your chances. So it's not completely RNG based, although it is heavily RNG based, which is why I love it so much. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to talk about this later, all the extra stuff later as we play. We're going to have a new game then, confirm. And yeah, I've been playing a bit of this.
I'm an astronaut aboard the Nomad. Passenger on a line that connects Earth to Ganymede, a moon of Jupiter. Until something happened. When I awoke from cryonics, I wasn't in orbit around Ganymede. In fact, I wasn't even in the solar system anymore. I was out there.
How awesome is that? Now, we are not going to do the tutorial because we don't need the tutorial. I'm just going to go ahead and play it, and if you want to learn anything about the game, then obviously when you pick up the game, play the tutorial. It helps you out a bunch. That said, it also leaves a lot of stones unturned. You're going to have to figure out a large part of this game by yourself. So anyway, let's play. Also, I guess, whatever you see me do, you can be like, oh, that is something that I can do, or, most likely, oh, that is something I will never do. Thanks. Anyway, let's get started. We usually start with 2 yellow dwarfs. Is that the case this time? It is. Okay, so we have 2 yellow dwarfs here. And it doesn't really matter which one you go for to the beginning, I don't think. Again, it's randomized, so you don't really know what you're going to get until you get it. But I will say that the stars are also aligned. I think they're also randomized as well, because this looks a little different from the last time I had tried. Now, what I want to do is, obviously, I want to make it from where I'm at right now, which is here. And this little arrow down in the bottom right hand side. I want to make my way towards that. There's a system that I'm trying to get back to, right? Now, after a lot of hours of playing this game, I have never got there. So, yeah, if you're looking for pro plays, probably not in the right area. If you're looking for fun, you're in the right area. Let's continue on. Now, do I want to just jump straight to the supernova then? Or do I want just to skip the yellow dwarfs? The yellow dwarfs generally, usually, most likely, more than likely, they have the ability to, well, they have a planet there, or 2 or 3, that has life on it. And the sooner you start to encounter alien life, the better your game can go. Because you can't understand them, what they're saying, so sometimes you just make errors in judgment. Anyway, yellow dwarf. We're going to travel there first. In fact, we're going to probably do both the yellow dwarfs. That is, if this first one happens to be very good. Now, in between your sectors, in between from where I just started and trying to get to the orbit of this particular system, there's always these random events. Some are good, some are bad, some are kind of meh, you don't really know, and a lot of them, they have a lot of decisions that you need to make, and some of it's just story, which is awesome. Anyway, like this one. Did you know there are clouds in space? Gray clouds of dust, green clouds of hydrogen, and violet ones made of I don't know what. And I'll never know, because I just got near one and was struck by a lightning bolt that fried one of my devices. This is not just a story, unfortunately. This is going to mean that one of our devices on our ship is now broken. The hydrogen probe. The hydrogen probe is what allows you to get fuel, so you have to repair that as soon as possible. You don't want to run out of fuel. If you run out of fuel, game over. If your ship blows up, game over. If you run out of oxygen, game over. There's a lot of ways to have a game over. This particular rocky planet is high in metallic ore, so if you're looking for repair materials, or just materials in general to, say, for instance, construct alien technology, you want to check these planets out. And there is no risk in orbit here. However, if you go to, like this one here, is a gas giant. A gas giant is where you refuel your ship, right? And right now, I don't even have a probe to do that. I need to fix it. So, let's do that. We have this here. And notice to dismantle it, if I dismantle it, I get 1 platinum. However, if I want to repair it, I need 2 iron that I have in my inventory. You start off, I think, with 16 or 18 iron anyway. So let's repair that. Equipment repaired. Everything's fine. Apparently we start with 16. And I usually, just for now, just so I don't screw everything up later, I'm going to split this stack into 12 and 2. And the reason for that is because you use iron to fix your ship, right? So if my hull gets damaged, which it's about to because I'm about to go try to get some fuel, then you can use the iron, you can drop it over in this little box here, and you can repair the hull of your ship. Obviously, again, if your hull goes down to 0, you blow up, you're dead. Not good. Not exactly a good circumstance. That said, if you drag an entire stack of something over to here, it uses up that entire stack. I have had like this 12 and 2 together, the 14 total, and I have dropped it over here into my hull and used it all up, and then I didn't have any more iron left over for repairs, and that has ended my game prematurely before. So I'm not doing that ever again. I'd recommend splitting the stack. You don't have to. You can also just be like, you know, on the event of, you can be like, oh, I'm smart enough to split it now. Briarstone, thank you. Let's go to the gas giant. Now, I took 18 damage to my hull. The fuel that it cost me to get there is always denoted to you before you travel. I should have pointed that out. I did not. This is not exactly a tutorial playthrough. This is just to be fun. I hope you guys enjoy this game. Probing. Nah, I love probing. Okay, to a depth of 1. Launch the probe, and we're going to see exactly how much fuel this rich in fuel planet may be. Alright, now, it is actually rich in fuel, because if you'll notice, I just got 1 helium and 2 hydrogen. Both hydrogen and helium can be used as fuel. For each 1 of hydrogen gives you 2 fuel. Right? So each 1 of hydrogen gives you 2 fuel. Each 1 of helium gives you 4 fuel. So for just using the fuel of 1, I have gotten a net of, how much fuel? That's going to, I shouldn't do math ever on, so that's going to be 4 from the hydrogen, and then 4 from the helium, that's 8, and I used 1 to get there, that's 7. I've got a surplus out of that transaction, if you will. I've got a surplus of 7 fuel. Not too bad. We're going to launch another probe. We're going to continue doing this because it is, indeed, as I mentioned, pretty rich. Now, sometimes you can take gambits, you can take risks, and you can go a little bit deeper here. And do I want to do that? If I go to a depth of 3, if I use 3 fuel, what will it net me? A lot more. So I used 3 fuel, and I took the risk to do that, and I have a crap ton. I'm not even about to do the math on that. Let's just say it's a very good choice. And am I going to do depth of 3 again? Probably. Let's continue doing that, because again, only 3 fuel, and I'm getting a crap ton of it. You know what? What does depth of 4 do? You know what? Never mind. I'm doing just a depth of 3. Still amazing. Everything is great. Now, I'm at 51 total fuel right now, and I have a lot of fuel to replenish my stores. In fact, I have a stack of 20 here that I can do instead of, like, you know, needlessly having 2 stacks. There we go, stack of 20, 7, and 11. That's a lot of fuel. I am going to I'm going to launch one at 4 just for the hell of it. Okay, it wasn't that great. I still have a net gain of fuel, but I am, yeah, it's not really that great. Let's get it back to 2, and, okay. Maybe we should continue out our rest of our venture, our probing venture here at 1. That's a net gain of 5. And we can keep doing that until this entire planet is no longer... Yeah, there's nothing left to drill. So that's it. We're finished. And finished in a good way. We're finished probing, not finished as in dead. Yay. Yay for us. We're going to drop this hydrogen over here into this fuel port. And as you'll notice, I got 67 right now. And I am going to use this helium as well. And it's not going to use all of it. I'm now at 100 fuel, I have 6 helium left over, and still have 20 hydrogen left over. That is, that's a lot. That's 24 and 80. I have over 100 right here in fuel. Not too shabby. Anyway. No, I don't have over 100. I have 80-something. 60-something. See? This is why I shouldn't math. Anyway, let's go back to the orbit. And we're going to go for the rocks. Maybe we should. Let's go ahead and drop some of this iron inside of here. See how much we got. We got now 100 hull. We have 3 iron left over that we ever want to use for our hull. We need 2 iron for the off chance that we need to repair something. So, we're going to do that. I'm going to pop over to here, rocky planet, we're going to visit it, we're going to orbit it. Now notice, rocky planets, they don't destroy your ship, your hull, there's no danger there. When you go to fuel up, that's where you hit the danger. We're going to land here, confirm, it takes 4 fuel to get down here, we're going to drill to a depth of 1 to see what kind of ore is on this planet. So, we have not a lot. We have iron, which is great, but it's not a lot there. Let's drill a little deeper, perhaps maybe we can get something better. In fact, we got tungsten. Tungsten is not useful for anything right now, but I'm going to take it. Tungsten is useful later, depending on the type of alien technology that you find, as well as, well, ships. Some ships you can only repair these cargo bays with tungsten. So drill again. I am going to go to the depth of 3. More tungsten and just a little bit of iron. It's not really worth it here. I want, all I want is iron. And I'm getting a lot of tungsten, more than I have of iron. So I'm just going to leave it at this. I don't really have any need right now, no particular risk of... I'm just going to leave. You know what? We're finished. We're taking off. It's going to take us 4 fuel and 6 oxygen to get off this planet. And we're going to go back to orbit. Is there anything that we can do? Now, you can click on this star, on this yellow dwarf, and you can enter the orbit of it. Right now, it is entirely stupid. Do not ever do that. There's alien technology that allows you to... go into the orbit and not get damaged, and there's also alien technology which allows you to, well, you can get fuel from a star, which, let me tell you, a star is going to be super rich. But anyway, let's move on from this first place. We're going to go to this yellow dwarf, and we're going to hopefully find signs of life. Let's find out. Also, what's the next event? We have day 18. I heard a terrifying metallic thump outside my ship, but it turned out to be good news. It was a tank, drifting in space, filled with fuel. I call it Providence. We are now back to 100. Some events, like I mentioned, are actually quite great. That basically means that I don't need to try to risk my ship's hull to get more fuel right now. I'm still doing exceptionally well. Although that there is that whole idea of waste not, want not. And maybe I should. Since I have one here, maybe I should go check it out. What do I have for cargo space? Do I have enough in cargo space? I have a little bit of cargo space left. In fact, if I can get some more helium, that would be super awesome. You know what? No risk, no reward. Let's go and orbit it. I'm not saying this is a bright idea. I'm saying that it is an idea, and I just did it. And it's also a terrible idea because, well, we just got one. We got a net worth of 1. So we didn't lose any fuel there, but this is all we got. I have seen this happen all too often, and honestly, I say, finish up, leave it. We're not getting any more. I'm out of here. There's no breathable atmosphere either, so that's unfortunate. No alien life to encounter. Red dwarf or a supernova? Well, if I get to the red dwarf, is there any way that I can shift this? Yeah, I can get to that next one. Let's travel to the red dwarf. Supernova sometimes can really mess up your, when you get there, while you're getting there, it messes up your... At least I have found it messes up your devices on your ship. Not exactly great. I don't know, maybe it's just a coincidence, but it seems like a pattern. Maybe not, I have no idea. I was flying something outside when an asteroid slammed me away from the ship. They can be difficult to spot on the black backdrop of space. The good news is, it wasn't going too fast. 2 broken ribs, not that painful in 0G. The bad news is, in order to save myself from being hurled away from the ship, I hooked myself onto it with a soldering iron. I'm alive, but there is now a hole in the hull. Hole in the hull, that's hard to say. The ship has taken 15 damage. That is undamned fortunate. Right, so, I'm going to drop some of this in here. How much is this going to get me? Back up to 63. Right then. Rocky Planet, I really need some iron. And I have no idea if these have the iron that I seek. Gas Giant, I know it could possibly have the fuel that I want. Before I go and try to get fuel from here, let's go ahead and try to get some... Let's go ahead and try to get some iron. Confirm landing. Takes 4 fuel to get down here. We're going to go to a depth of 1. Is this rich in iron? It is rich in iron. Fantastic day. We're going to go to a depth of 2. We're going to get 8 of it there. Keep drilling at a depth of 2. 6. Minimal losses here. I'm going to finish up for a moment. Go look at my ship, and I'm going to drop this in. Let's get the hull back up to a 100. In fact, that is probably the best way to do it. In fact, since I'm here, I'm also going to drill one more time at a depth of 2. I get 4, and that should cover my my damage is when I go to try to get the fuel from the other planet, from the gas giant. So take off then. That's 4 there. I'm going to go back to orbit, and I'm going to take a look at this gas giant. It's going to take some random amount of damage. 29 damage! Damn. Right, and only 1 hydrogen, really? I mean, it's still, it's kind of, okay, I'm still making a net's worth here. Okay, now I still am barely. Let's go back down. Okay, this is terrible. It took the same amount of fuel to get nothing. I lost fuel on that one. Well, technically, lost fuel. I didn't get any fuel on that. I didn't lose or gain any. Finish. I guess, because this is a waste of time. We are going to check out our ship again, and we are going to toss this in. Get the fuel back up to normal, like, that's another 24 fuel. I still got 20 on reserves there. I am going to leave it as it is, because as you noticed, you can also... Do I want this oxygen? Let's get this oxygen out of here, too. There we go. As you notice, sometimes you can hit a random event where it refills your fuel tanks, which is kind of cool. Anyway, we're out of this then. I don't want to... Oh, wait, I can't reach that? That's unfortunate. I was really hoping that I could reach that. Apparently, I cannot. So, Blue Giant, we're going to travel there, or do we want to travel to the Supernova? Well, another Blue Giant, furthest away. You know what? Let's start closer to the Blue Giant. Don't look at me like that. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's fine. Alright, I have been sleeping for a long time. The ship briefly fell into orbit around an electromagnetic anomaly that messed with the ship's main computer and kept me in stasis a couple of days longer than expected. Well, at least I have had some rest. I have lost oxygen. Right. A rocky planet, rich in metallic ore. Do I want to try to do this? In fact, I don't have... what could possibly be on this planet? Stuff to repair my ship with? You know what? I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to leave this place alone. I'm going to another system. Blue Giant, Red Dwarf, or Neutron Star. We're going to make our decision in the next video. If there's anything about this video that you did indeed enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content such as this. And I will see you again later. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Wherever you are in the world. This is Briarstone, signing out.